James Shaw.
I'm Chris McCord.
We're here with the North Carolina IPPW team. We just finished our CIPP. Yay! So excited. This is kind of like an AAR for ourselves because once we've actually finished, there's a lot of things that we learned, some things that we kind of beat ourselves on that we wish we could go back and maybe do. But hey, next year is going to be easier because now we have actually done one. Mm-hmm. So anybody who's on the IPPW team, this is the very first time that any of us has done a CIPP plan.
Definitely. Infighting, so to speak, where, you know, people felt like that data was classified and, you know, it wouldn't be beneficial to them to share that data. So I truly feel like that was definitely an issue. Going forward, I would definitely recommend some type of data exchange or some type of data sharing process that we can.
And I think everybody here will know, if you've worked on the CIPP plan before, is that trying to get that data is actually maybe harder. If you're in a spot where you have already networked, it will definitely be easy, but just blindly going out there and asking for data, that's kind of hard. That was my experience. Fortunately, I was on the family side with domestic violence, and so my counterpart and I do know each other. But even then, asking for data, if you will, from a friend, still came with some challenges, some holding back, like, now exactly what do you need? This data needs to only come from me, so I couldn't go through anybody on this team. So just throwing that out, that again, if someone's getting hired and you're coming into a team that you've never worked for in that state, that might be very beneficial to build those connections.
Definitely build those connections. I would definitely say that.
How about this? What can they do to be able to hit the ground running, to take what we've built right now over basically several months? What advice would you give them?
Let's see.
While he's thinking about that,
go ahead.
I'll give you guys I already had the answer, you know. I feel like with domestic violence family programs, if you will, yes, the data I'm trying to collect is coming from family programs, but actually for me working with the provost marshal, getting hard information about arrest. And the thing is that while these individuals haven't been tried yet in court, so whether or not we know they're guilty or not, it still gives a temperature check on, wow, you've still got 100 arrests made. Again, there are going to be people who are going to be innocent in these numbers, but it gives me a situation that I can then show the chain of command along with also protection orders. With our state, there was clearly a high number of protection orders, and while that's not necessarily domestic violence, it still is, again, a temperature, if you will, like a weather forecast, who's able to say, hey, it looks like it's going to rain, or if it's going to be sunny. I feel like almost as a weatherman, I was able to kind of give a forecast of like, well, based upon what we've seen here in the past, is maybe what I can predict here in the future. And then again, the best practice over there from your side?
Well, for the workplace violence and prevention and harassment, I think knowing the DOCs, making sure that you understand the DOCs, understand how the DOCs is going to be implemented. You don't necessarily have to know how to administrate it, but to understand once you get the results back, how to read those results, how to identify where this is an area that needs to be drilled down upon. One of the areas that we brought up was lethal means. On lethal means, if you looked at North Carolina over the last couple of years, it looked like we were at a high risk. But to drill down and understand that the only question that they asked were, are you for putting your weapon in a locked box or in some type of safety? And that was the only question to answer. So if they responded no to that question, it's automatically going to come out on the negative side. So you have to be willing to go out and drill down and ask those questions, because some people may not have weapons. Some people may not have children, so they don't feel like they need to put their weapons away. So knowing how to read the data, knowing how to interpret that data, I think that's a big plus. I truly think that with the team that we had, we did an excellent job, pretty much balancing on everyone's strengths and avoiding areas of weakness. So I think that was a plus. Probably guidance from NGB, the guidance from the NGB level. I feel like there was so much flux in as far as what they were asking us for, and then it would change, and we like I said, our team is incredible, so we were able to adapt.
Well, you guys heard it first. IPPW team here in North Carolina. Again, this is kind of just a little AAR, and next year hopefully we'll have a better product.
Definitely.
Hopefully less tension. At this real world right now, when you're trying to get data from colleagues and coworkers and across agencies, and let alone working from the air side and Army side. But for anybody who's out there who's got questions, you can always reach out to us too here on this side, and maybe we can give you some tidbits. Wish you guys all the best.
Take care.